Okay, I'm just going to talk for a little bit. Okay, this reading of French is a little bit off the wall right now. I've just set up some paint on my palette out in the garage, out in the painting studio part in the back of the garage. And I set my fan up on in the back window so that it blows the fumes out with the air in the proper direction, so it's with the wind now. That'll be better, instead of blowing them into the garage, and that's against the wind. So this should work out much better. So this is really, reading this book, it brings back my French that I did at Pasadena City College. And so if I want to learn French, I'd like to be able to read it and speak it better, but I need to get my 501 French verbs book out, and the Common Usage Dictionary, and a few other dictionaries I have for French. And so this is something that I'm thinking about working on. But that doesn't help me with anything. It's just, so I need to get out and work on my painting. I've got all my tubes of paint. Most of them are 7/8 of the way squeezed out already, and so I still have some white and lots of black. I have some white, and I have lots of Viridian and lots of the red that goes with the Viridian. Or wait. Well, anyway, yeah, I've got lots of those two colors that I put them together and they make black toward the green side. And so anyway, I need to get out there. I had to scrape off all the paint on my palette. I did that yesterday with the one-edged razor blade and cleaned it all off. Now I have a bunch of tubes of paint out, and I can put some paint out. I should just put it out as I need it, really. That's better. Anyway, and so I've got that big painting to work on. Gosh, it's 11 portraits of my grandfather's siblings, his brothers and sisters. He's the shortest one on the left, the youngest of all 11. There were 13 altogether, but 2 died back in the era of the flu epidemic, the pandemic that they had in the early 1900s. I don't know if that's exactly what they died of, but it was that time frame. But anyway, so they lost 2. So there's 11 portraits that I'm working on. One of them I have his bread book, Reinhard Bread. I forget the name. No, that's not the name of it. But he was a master bread maker. I'm going to make some more pretty soon, I think. I'll make a couple loaves again. Use the yeast. Before I wasn't using the warm water and setting up the yeast so that it would work properly. I want to try it with setting it up properly. I might have a better bread. And anyway, another one of the brothers was down at U of O. He was a football coach at U of O. He coached U of O football for 20 years. I forget, 15 to 20 years, 1912 to 1930, no, 19 into the 1930s, and he coached football there, or and basketball and baseball. He coached everything, and then he went back east and finished out at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. And so he was a pretty famous coach. He was put into the Hall of Fame. It was basketball that he got put into the Hall of Fame for. He was known as Fast Break Hoops, the one who started the fast break at Oregon in the early day of basketball. But then anyway, he went on and coached at Georgetown University, and he retired in 1967, and they put him in the Hall of Fame for coaches, basketball coaches. Pretty something. Another one of the brothers was Art. I'm not sure where he lived. I think he lived somewhere around, not Sacramento, but near Palo Alto. One of them was an accountant and lived there. Lived in the hills of near Palo Alto, I think it was. And another was a cook. Maybe that was Art was a cook. He cooked in the military. He was used to cooking for huge amounts of people. And he made biscuits that were so good and flaky. They were just wonderful biscuits. When I stopped in, I rode my motorcycle up to Oregon, my 750 Shadow, and I met Granddad and Art at Crescent Lake at the cabin that they wanted me to move into when Granddad passed away. But I didn't want to live there. I would have been their lackey, taking care of the place and being at their beck and call for when they went for them to visit, and for who they wanted to go and visit there. And I just really don't know. That wouldn't have worked out for me at all. I would have been just you can't use me like that. But anyway, I don't know what all the others did. I only know a few of them, what they did. So one was a baker, one was an accountant, one was a coach. Granddad was a salesman in clothing. His biggest deal was he sold a huge amount of trousers, and that was the highlight of his career. Selling a whole bunch of pants. I think they were I forget whose pants they were, what company. Nice slacks. I bought a shirt from the same company. It's a fleece shirt, and that I was wearing a little in some of the videos I did earlier. But anyway, but so that painting, I need to finish it up. I've got their faces all set up, all across the painting, and most of their bodies in. I need to work on filling in the background and their figures better, and get their faces in, their eyes and nose and mouths, and their hair better, and lots of things. And I'm not sure what I'll do on the bottom. In the photograph, it's just gone to black because of the way the lighting was. I'm not sure. I'll do something down there to make it more interesting, I think. But anyway, so I've got that painting to finish. And I have two paintings out in the living room. I was thinking about taking them down to Nordstrom's. Because my great-grandfather, he sold shoes, and the shoes that he sold helped start Nordstrom's. And so I have him sitting on a big crate of men's shoes that he would take and show them all his shoes. Kind of a carpetbagger type deal. Store to store. Only these he started Nordstrom's with. And so I might go talk to them. Maybe they'll buy that painting and put it up in one of their windows. Or up on the wall somewhere. And the other painting that I did that's right next to that is of my great-great-grandfather. He was a pastor, a minister, I think a Presbyterian, my dad said, in Missouri. And so I have him and his wife and sitting there. I think he had a stroke because his left hand it's the way it clasps around the end of the armchair, the handle, the armrest. Looks like his hand has been placed there to. I don't think he could have put it there. I think they placed it there so that it would look good in the photograph. But anyway, so I'm working. That was an 1895 or so photograph, and that painting's done, and the other painting is done of my great-great-grandfather. And so both of those, maybe I can sell them both to Nordstrom's. I don't know. I'll see. Well, anyway, I need to get some oil paint. Maybe I'll get some here after a while, maybe in a month or so, or 2 months. I don't know. I'll see how things go. Keeping things tight, like hold fast, and that's what I'm doing, holding fast. And I made noodle soup with chicken broth, and put like 3 or 4 cups of mixed veggies in with it. A great big thick thing of vegetable soup. That's pretty good. I just keep it right in the pan I cooked it in and put that in the refrigerator so it has a handle I can grab onto and bring it out and put it on the counter and dish out some soup. And well, anyway, so I need to work on my painting, my oil painting, and also I have an easel set up in the other room, in the family room, and I should work on some drawings. Here they have drawing a day in Facebook, and here there are artists there that have been drawing every day, every single day they do a drawing and put it there, and they've been with it for 2 or 3 years. I mean, these guys, they just put these drawings every single day. And boy, it's really something. I should be doing that. I did it for almost about 9 months, and I don't know. I struggle with so many different things here. And now I haven't really drawn in almost a year, really not very much, hardly at all. And I get out and I work on the painting once in a while. Now I need to get out and start working on it all the time. I need to make that my job, get into that start doing that